Shatters. Chapter 1, the hero on the... Oh. I'm back on chapter
You're
1.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a
The
cabin.
real Slay the Princess starts
And in
here.
the
You'll
basement
know it
of
when
that
you see it.
cabin
Okay.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
No, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or RI on your controller. It's time to silently go to the cabin.
you make your way up. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm gonna do what I should have done the first time.
The blade is your You take the blade from the door to the basement creaks up. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Here we go.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And
It's time to free
you
her.
Are you here to kill me or something?
Stepping forward.
Your grip on the blade.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate.
Yeah, let's drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
We're
drops
letting
to the
her out
floor
of here.
with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
I've seen
Maybe
the
now
end
we
of the
can
world.
just
It's not that bad.
Talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the... Will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
How would I get you out of here?
can't.
Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what she is.
I'm sure of it. Okay. I'm good.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Let's let her
I
out.
know why you're here. Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful.
Okay.
Whoever locked the princess
I didn't go
away
upstairs
down there
last time
intended
because
for
I got
her to
locked
never
down
see
here.
the light of-
Maybe the key's still lying around up there.
I'll be here.
I bet you will.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the... Is someone else here?
Still locked. Okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Okay.
You won't like what happened.
It's time to save the princess.
Against your better
Jesus.
judgment,
I
you
wasn't.
place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Simp? Nah, I understand the assignment.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp,
Ugh.
and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm.
Brother, what the fuck?
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Okay.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your
Hey,
body
what the
steps
fuck?
forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What the fuck? Oh, okay. Oh.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out
Ooh.
of the way before you can connect.
I warned her, brother.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Yo, let's resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Her eyes are absolutely massive.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
I hope so.
And then she slits your
Oh.
throat with an almost clinical ease.
Hey, what the fuck?
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you
I
die.
hope it was worth it. Heck
I
yeah.
hope it was worth it.
The prisoner. Okay. So we were on the tower before.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here
Okay.
to slay her.
I don't want to turn around and leave yet.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time.
Voice of the
I wouldn't
skeptic.
trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess.
True.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You'll have a hard time keeping secrets
you know
from
I
me.
can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world
See,
at large?
think about it
I
though.
told you about
I
this
let her
sensitive
out.
situation less than a minute ago.
World didn't end. Just saying. Yeah,
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
well, actually, it's like the fourth time, but you get the idea.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Okay, it's kind of fair.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it.
Okay. Jeez.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
It's kind of true, actually.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after?
Well,
Or do you
maybe.
think the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Well, I mean, I don't really know. There's not really any evidence for either way, I
What a
guess.
conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
It's kind of true.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles.
It's true.
No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's just go to the cabin, brother.
A warning. She will lie. She will... Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to.
Wink.
Did you just say wink?
That's
No, I
amazing.
didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Oh, I'm always focused on the princess, brother. Let's go to the cabin. It's just a regular cabin this time.
The interior of the cabin
it's not a
is
regular
less
cabin this
cozy
time.
woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows,
Jesus, okay.
reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on it. The blade is your
Do I want to go to the mirror again? Yeah.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand, but
it's
there
not
was
there.
a mirror, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be
Okay, well,
involved.
I'm taking the
You
blade.
take the blade. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone. Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
It could be.
Isn't that a novel thought?
Maybe
Maybe
I
you haven't
actually.
actually been here before. I hope this means you finally got the ridiculous past life choices. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Maybe.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Okay, well, let's get in there, brother. What kind of...
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches.
What's
of
she gonna
slimy
sound like
moss
this
or
time?
stone steps. If the princess
Just
lives
lives
here,
here.
slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice,
Harsh but controlled. Okay.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
We're gonna find out.
You walk
What
down
the
stairs
fuck?
and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she
She's
moves.
very chained
The
up this
chains
time.
binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
I like her necklace. It's a good one. This one, I don't know what it was attached to, the one on the right here, but she became Zelda and is in another castle.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall?
Yo!
Odd that in
I
a
just
place
pointed
where
that
everything
out!
seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Yo, I just pointed that out. It's time for me to go over there and chain myself to the wall with her.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? Leave the princess in the basement. I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess.
Oh, she's got a
She
different
stops
crown.
you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Yeah, okay. That's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Okay.
You do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
She's got like an angrier voice, but she looks less angry. She looks like she's just like hasn't slept in 4 months.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Wink. What would you have me do? You're not much of a threat to anyone locked up like that. Bye! Am I the only one that remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly?
Yeah.
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
Didn't quite happen that way.
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Okay.
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Skeptic, dude, he knows. He knows. This guy's a genius.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic.
Yo, preach, tell him, brother.
I never said I wasn't.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on a minute. Maybe don't be too mean to him.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for
The princess is just like sitting here listening to us have, or watching us have like internal monologues or dialogues with ourselves.
Exactly. He gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give
The
it a
Skeptic's
rest. This
great.
isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Well, I mean, you don't really get the situation I'm in, lady. What did you mean by that? I think the intention is like, oh, are you gonna set me free or are you gonna kill me? What's going on here? I think this is a pretty self-explanatory one. What happened after I died last time? Okay.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Yeah, okay. That
And
makes
now
sense.
you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Do I ask about the other chain, I guess? I think I ask about the other chain and then what would you have me do?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I do not like how she's looking, but like...
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Well, hold on a minute. Now I'm actually kind of like, what if I do lock myself up? Is that the right move? Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll come back anyways, probably, right?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
That's kind of a good point.
But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Yeah, just go inspect it.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Oh no.
What is that supposed to mean?
Are we gonna get locked down here?
Is it
That's
bad?
kind of where it feels like.
Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so
it's
much
around
as
my
blink,
neck?
it practically
Okay.
leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the
great.
basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Yeah, well, this isn't so bad. We've got good company, at least.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
It is kind of funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Yeah, okay.
That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
True, we did.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
Well,
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
okay. I'll ask her if she knew this was gonna happen to me.
No.
Okay, well, I guess that's, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
That's
Okay.
rude.
Alright. I guess I'm waiting in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe.
I guess. But he did say she would eventually get out, right?
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
I don't feel very harmed.
How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct.
Oh.
Things are changing. The differences are small at first. A bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there.
Got
Then
darker.
they get larger and larger.
I don't like small talk, remember?
Lady, I don't care if you like small talk.
Still rude.
whatever.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay
It's
comes
falling
faster
apart.
now. You can
Eventually,
see earth
the
through
like
holes
the
in the stonework, can watch
stuff behind
lichen
us will
spread along
wear
the
out,
seams of
right?
the walls.
We'll be able to move after the chains
Doesn't
are
make
broke
sense.
or
As our
are
entire concept
unattached.
of time changed. What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Pretty good point, to be
She
fair.
hasn't starved. I
It's
guess
also a
she
pretty good
hasn't.
point.
Even
So this
more
was the
silent
whole-
time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both.
So I guess this is
Time
the part
continues to
where he was
pass
like, oh, she's getting out
and
either way.
pass and
She doesn't
pass.
need toilet breaks, so maybe she's not processing food or something. I don't think either of us are, really.
Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then,
Nope, he got quiet.
and I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
It's kind of true.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh no, the hands are back. Yoink. Oh, is this like the aspect of patience or something? Nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where? And there's that mirror again. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
It's okay. I can keep playing the game, brother. Sorry for you, voice of the hero.
No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward, but they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. The bloat, you've grown. Okay. I feel like I'm the bad guy here. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Oh, she's more. There's more of her. Approach her.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Interesting. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna kill her right at the end. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? I didn't know that I couldn't do the same things I've done before. Been kinder to me than everyone I've met, thank you. And this one's just, why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Okay, give me your thoughts on the one that I just brought you.
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
How many more vessels do I need?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are
So there's got to be
shallow
like
and
maybe 2
murky,
more.
and I yearn for more perspective.
Blackbird.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
It's okay. I understand. Send me back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
We will. God, it's very surprising every time that